You and I have worked in a lot of organisations. As a psychologist, people tell me a lot of things behind closed doors, and I'm finding, particularly at the very senior level, there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of burnout, particularly in corporations. And they will not talk about this until they're almost given permission behind closed doors. Is that on the increase, or are leaders becoming more transparent, or are there certain cultures that allow the person to put their hand up and say, hey, this isn't working, if it's not working for me, it's not working for my organisation?
I think particularly if you sit in middle management, then you're the meat in the sandwich.
Yeah.
I can't put it any more nicely than that. You're under P&L and KPI imperative from whoever's above you, and you're dealing with a bunch of people below you that you need to motivate, inspire and drive to fulfill those KPIs and P&L imperatives that are driven towards you. That's not an easy situation. And even if you're a top leadership position, you typically have a board above you that does exactly the same thing. And I think actually the only way out of that situation is, again, keep the lines of communications open. Okay, we've got a bit of a challenge over here, well, all hands on deck, and we need to fix this challenge. Instead of the old model where we see that, oh, don't worry, I'll take care of it. Oh, that's great, but what if you can't? Do you need a hand? And it is difficult, and it's sometimes difficult for me too, to just say, help, right? and sometimes that help may just be something you need for half an hour, or can I just borrow your brain for a bit, and can I bounce this off you? And we do that a lot. But to come back to your first question, I see a lot of the first hint is to, are people getting more stressed, more overworked, and more challenged? It happens just as much in the SME entrepreneur segment, if not even more. And because we're seeing people that are solely responsible for their business, because they're the sole founder, sole director, and they're at the same time the main breadwinner on the home front.
Absolutely.
Ooh, right.
And I think the reason with SMEs, the reason I suggested corporations as being a challenge is the lack of freedom even the most senior people have in running those organisations. In the SME and entrepreneurial space, of course, we have much more choice. We can actually turn down contracts that don't fit for us against our values or against our principles. But often when one is at the whim of always when one is at the whim of the shareholder, people will turn a blind eye to their values, and I think the cost to them is enormous.
It is, and I think also that is why you see a rising tide of people that are just leaving large corporations and saying, I need out, and I just need to, and we see people like that pretty much every week in our office that are looking for a different avenue in which they can live their life. And yes, they want to earn a good income and all that kind of stuff, and you can still do that in a business, but it's a paradigm shift.